Markle. In a new book about the retired royals, a former private secretary alleges she was screamed at before and during a flight to Australia in 2018.
Now, one staffer has also been quoted as calling the Duchess of Sussex a narcissistic sociopath, with other aides referring to as belonging to the Sussex Survivors Club.
Not even the Queen. They refused her invitation to go and see her in Balmoral, which would have been their last chance. Now, I know you got criticised for using the word revolting. I would say that was a revolting thing to do, wasn't it? I mean, this was Harry's last opportunity to be with his grandmother, and he threw it back in her face.
Look, my understanding is, and I could be wrong, that they were actually staying at Frogmore Cottage when they were in the UK.
Yeah.
That they didn't bring the children with them, who a lot was made of, that they named their daughter after the Queen with regards to her nickname with Lilibet, and yet they didn't bring them over to see her, even in private, the Queen met her once or twice before her passing, and at 96, I know a lot of us were so moved when the Queen passed, because regardless of her age, and we could see her failing health, but
saying Prince Harry is scrambling is the word to re-edit some chapters, some passages of his book. He fears that he might come across as insensitive, and he fears that he might receive intense backlash from the publication of this book, because he wasn't expecting the absolute adoration for the family at the time of Queen Elizabeth's death. He wasn't expecting the outpouring of love for King Charles, and also the Queen Consort Camilla as well as the utmost support for his brother Prince William and the Princess of Wales Catherine. So he doesn't want to receive backlash. He doesn't want to appear to come across as insensitive. Ultimately, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle care about one thing and one thing only, and that is brand Sussex.
So an interesting weekend in terms of headlines. Two biographies out now, one by Katie Nicholl, one by Valentine Lowe, all about, various issues around Markle particularly. Katie Nicholl's is very interesting because it actually quotes Lady Elizabeth Anson. She's a cousin of the Queen. And if you know anything about the royal family, you'll know that they tend to do things very obliquely. They usually rely on a palace courtier said or a source said. But in this case, you've got a named relative, a very close relative of the Queen, outlining what the Queen had said and her various views about issues to do with all sorts of things to do with Markle particularly.
All right, the stories are now coming out about what really happened on the day that everybody flew to, Scotland to see the Queen. And now it's coming out that, or it's being reported that Harry was supposed to be on the plane, but the plane was delayed because of the fight with Harry and Meghan. So William and Edward and everybody else who was on that plane was also delayed getting to Balmoral Castle because of the fight that went on between Harry and Meghan. I'm assuming they got tired of waiting for them. Time was of the essence. And so they took off without Harry, which is why Harry had to make his own flight arrangements, which is why he didn't make it there in time. Of course, he could have seen the Queen 3 days earlier when they invited him, remember? And he blew her off. I wonder if he's going to ever... I think he's going to regret that for the rest of his life.
Why the hell did Horrid and Methan go for a walkabout with the Prince and Princess of Wales? Well, this is the truth of it. I can now let you know, and I will say this for legal reasons, in my opinion and without prejudice, Horrid and Methan had decided that they were going to go for a walkabout by themselves. Yes, isn't that how ridiculous? Now, I'm not sure if Horrid and Methan were carrying microphones, but Harry did keep checking his pocket and they did keep checking things. So I don't know. I cannot confirm if they were carrying recording devices. I'm not sure. But going over previous conduct by them, it's probably a guarantee that they probably had something there recording the crowd for Meghan's podcast, no doubt. However, can't confirm that. What I can confirm is that they both decided to go for a walkabout. Word got back to the Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Kate, and they were angry that Harry and Meghan were going to go for a walkabout by themselves. So, that olive branch that everyone's saying, oh, it looks like they've reached an olive branch out to Harry and Meghan. They hadn't. They hadn't reached, they found out and they said, no, we will go with you. And that's why there was cheers. Had there not have been the Prince and Princess of Wales going with Horrid and Methane, there would have been lots of boos. In fact, what you did discover when you watched them going along the crowd is that people were reaching out to touch the Prince and Princess of Wales. But what you will, if you watch the videos of what happened, it seems that Methane kept reaching forward to them. She kept handing her paw out. She wanted people to touch her. In fact, there is audio of somebody saying, Meghan, you're a bitch. So someone from the crowd called her a bitch. Other people, see the woman in the blue dress? Refused to even look at her. I mean, it showed. The crowd shows contempt towards them. It didn't work out for them. They tried it. You know, they walked along. They tried as if they were part of it. It was false. It came across as false. Everyone seen it was false. They shouldn't have been there. They weren't welcome. But they needed that reassurance that they're still part of the royal family. In fact, if you go onto Wikipedia and you check out things like Meghan Markle, you will discover that right now, the woman that hates the royal family, the woman who constantly slags off Her Majesty the Queen, Prince Philip, calls them racist, the woman that wants nothing to do with the royal family, yet her Wikipedia page has been updated to state Meghan Markle, American member of the British royal family, daughter-in-law to King Charles III. She couldn't wait to get that on there. So here's the thing, Meghan. Stop sponging off the British royal family and fuck off.
Met each other's families, I imagine.
Yes, his family's been so welcoming and
You've met quite a few of them, actually.
I have, on both sides of his family, his mom's side as well, which has been really important to me too. But yes, the family has been great, and over the past year and a half, we've just had a really nice time getting to know them and progressively helping me feel a part of not just the institution, but also part of the family, which has been really, really special.
It's been a little while since I talked about these two, but with so much going on, I thought, you know what, let's check back in. And sure enough, this is where we ended up. I hear a lot more stuff coming out about the podcast, so I will try to put something together about that. Getting a lot of backlash on the latest episode of that, so we'll find out what's going on there. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Leave me comments, hit that like button, and check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where I deep dive in all the episodes of Sex and the City. Hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.